All right, this thing says we live.
Hi, Miss Linda.
Are we live?
I don't know. Mine's behind.
Are we live? Hello.
We're
Hey,
ready live.
is there anybody in there? Hello, hello, hello.
We're
Is
live.
anybody in there?
Oh, Miss Joy. Hi, Miss Joy.
Big sis, good to see ya.
Hey,
Tell,
Mr. Scott in the background.
tell Brother Scott we said howdy, howdy.
Miss Linda, it was good. I was shocked.
We turn this mic on, won't do no good without it. There we go.
Hey, Sappy. Y'all, I'm back here eating cheese puffs. Excuse me.
Can y'all hear me all right? Sappy. This thing's flashing green. I thought it was supposed to stay green. Maybe it's supposed to flash. I don't know. Molly!
Sappy said yes.
All right then. We is good to go. I don't know. What did I say? Well, let's see. Sandy saying hi to Scott, Joy to Molly.
So what we're going to talk about today, Piggy?
I don't know. Whatever pops up, I reckon. Get some folks in here. I'm just doing what I usually do, just sitting here in my chair, relaxing, watching stuff, playing the game, fiddling around. But all I can do. We did do her video.
Yeah, I'm working on a second one.
And she's working on a second one. We got part of it done. It was pretty darn good. First time we ever had that. It was mighty tasty.
It was.
It was TJ Homestead. Howdy there, Teddy and Jessica.
Hello.
If that biscuit is around, tell him we said hi to you. Biscuit, where you at? I like a good biscuit.
Piggy needs Peg's name biscuit and gravy. His two favorite things besides cream taters.
Right. Well, if I had two of them, and one was a kind of creamy brown color, and one of them was a darker brown color, I could call them biscuits and gravy. Call one biscuits, call the other one gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Christine, Gio.
Hi, Christine.
How is ya?
I recorded my video today, and it was good.
Yes, it was. It was worth it all.
So I will have it ready to go up Thursday.
Yep. Just in case Johnny's around. Howdy, Johnny. If he ain't, he'll see it later. Well. That rice you made with that was real good too.
Mm-hmm. It really was. I made a chili cucumber rice to go with that pan-seared duck breast.
You said it come out on Thursday, right?
Yep, it'll be on Thursday.
All right.
I'll probably actually have it come out around noon on Thursday. That way it won't interfere with your video. It comes out 2:30. Oh, I enjoyed it. I truly did.
It was fun. It really was.
It allowed me and Piggy to try something new that we probably would have never tried.
Right? And it was good.
Mm-hmm. There's Johnny.
Johnny! There he is. I knew he was around there somewhere. Johnny and Christine, kind of like me and Eileen. Where there is one, there is the other.
Well, that's the way it is with Miss Joy and Mr. Scott.
It is. Where there is one, there is the other.
Unless Christine's having to work somewhere.
Yeah. Gallivanting all around the nation doing stuff. I bet that could be a hard job having to do that.
Hey,
oh, okay. Well, you go watch your football. You know I can't compete with that.
And he'd eaten, I think it was grilled brats.
Nah, boo.
Having grilled brats and Shinerbach with it while he's watching the game.
Who's the Cowboys playing? And who you rooting? River Rat!
Hello, River Rat. Welcome in. I like Alex' t-shirt too. And she represented in the video today.
Yeah, she wore that t-shirt in the video. Mm-hmm. What'd you do? Stand up or something for her to get a glimpse?
No, but she probably tell what it was.
Well, why don't you stand up and give him a shot?
It's the kill part.
There you go.
And it's actually going to be represented in 2 videos because I'm doing oven roasted duck for my video for tomorrow. Because I took everything that was left from that duck and I put it on a pan and put it in the oven.
Go telling folks she can't watch the Cowboys lose. They're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, you'll notice I'm representing
the pooch.
The pooch. Everybody needs a friend named Pooch.
There's Mr. Scott. Hi.
Hey, Brother Scott. Good to see you.
And y'all, River Rat earlier was trying to reach 400. I think he reached his 400 goal. So let's get him to 500 if we can, y'all.
Yeah, let's start working on that. Get him up to that number 500.
Oh, thank you, Miss Christine. It's actually a very comfortable shirt.
Yep, I reckon. I ain't been in it yet.
I don't think you fit in this.
Well, anyway. Never mind. Woohoo.
That's right, Miss Linda. Let's get River Rat as far as we can go on there.
That's right, River Rat. Hashtag not today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Johnny Smallpepper's live. And they're trying to help him and another get their numbers up. Rita!
Hi, Miss Rita.
Trying to help them get their numbers up. And River Rat did reach slightly over 400. Now we can work on them, get 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, 2,000 and on up and up and up. I told him I'm still way below 300, but I don't really care. I got a lot of friends through this thing. Good friends.
Rangers won. They won the World Series, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dale at 9 Acre Family Farms, how you doing?
Hi, 9 Acre, Mr. Dale. Let me see if I can get this thing.
Yeah, Linda. A 1, 2, 4. No, wait. There's a 3 comes in before that, ain't it? 4, 7. There's some laughs. I like that. Hey, got to work on them bacon seeds. That's important.
Oh, yeah.
So don't mind being late. You taking care of something important. we had the place and we had the mange, we'd be having some bacon seeds around here too. Yeah, I know Pooch loves him some bacon.
I don't think there's anybody in here that don't like bacon.
You got a point. Definitely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there's some that watch my channel that don't like bacon or ham and things like that. That's their choice. Like I said, they just leave more for me.
And I can't help it if they make poor choices. That just means more bacon for me.
That's right. Bacon, sausage, ham.
That's right. That's right, folks. Man candy.
Johnny love bacon. Yes, love bacon.
Oh, like that wild turkey dish that Christine made had that bacon wrapped around it. Man, I bet that was scrumptious. Tell me, Johnny, how scrumptious was it?
Bacon is its own food. That's right. It's its own food group. Bacon makes everything taste better.
It does.
It's just something about it.
Without fail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I eat bacon on everything. Bacon goes with vegetables. It goes with other meats.
I can eat bacon on bacon.
Bacon on bacon.
Sure can.
I mean, you know, you have a rasher of bacon and a slice of lettuce, and you got you a salad right there.
Johnny said it is scrumptious. Still eating it. I wish this was like Star Trek. I'd be hitting that transporter, buddy. I'd be coming right on over.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, you have your rasher of bacon and a slice of tomato or a slice of lettuce, and you got you a salad right there. Oh, I bet you could. That's right, folks. They do. Bacon drippings go with everything.
Dale, I don't know. But likely. Oh, Johnny just got home last night, so just now seeing it.
Ah.
Well, that's one I ain't heard in a while. You right, Linda, it is. It's the bee's knees.
For me, it's bacon and cheese. I love cheese. I love bacon. And I could live off of them.
She could.
I could. I could live
she
off
really
bacon.
could.
I don't have to have any bread. Anything, just bacon and cheese. I'd be happy. Well, with an occasional hamburger patty thrown in.
Yeah. Throw me some gravy in there with it somewhere. No, it's a true story.
Bacon and cheese.
As funny as that sounds, I don't think I would have want to seen the contortion on that.
That's right, Miss Linda. Bacon is the bread. Well, see, I have to eat to keep my sugar under control. I like breads. I like sweets. So I try to eat them in moderation. So I eat a lot of protein.
Christine says she's baking them bananas, but not together. I don't know. I wonder how fried bacon, deep fried, put around a banana and deep fried would be.
Bacon and mayo on light bread. Oh, yes. I like bananas and mayo on light bread.
Yep.
Bananas and peanut butter on light bread.
I love bananas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can buy a bunch or two of bananas and I might get one of them. He eats the rest, which I'm not complaining because they don't go bad that way. And he's the one I buy them for.
That never fails. Here we are on the Piggy channel, and we're talking about food.
Every channel I go into on the live, we talk about food.
We wind up talking about food. Sure do.
See, bacon goes with everything.
Bacon brownies.
Bacon brownies.
Oh, Lord of mercy. I wish I could. I think I just gave Christine an idea. She said, I'm sure it would be good. I love bananas.
Yeah.
But instead, mashed bananas up with fried bacon, yummy.
I just say make some banana pancakes and eat bacon with it. Same difference.
That works too. Christine.
Hey, Tim, catfish dog's in the house.
Catfish dog! Well, doing yard work, you need to relax. Christine said, now you got an idea.
Yeah, I keep ideas, y'all. I really do.
Scott saying Piggy lean.
Yep.
Here we is, here we is.
Yeah, we just like the world of Mr. Scott. He's good. He is a great guy.
He is.
That's right. That's why he's called the Happy Guinea Pig, Christine. That was originally what he was called, was the Happy Guinea
They
Pig.
used to do science testing on guinea pigs, and I'm happy about it.
Turning Guns, hello. I made my video for the collaboration that Christine is hosting, Wild Game November. So I did pan-seared duck breast with a honey soy glaze and a chili cucumber rice.
Turning Guns, howdy.
Huh?
I was telling Turning Guns howdy, I was fixing to, and you jumped into that.
Well, he said, what's for dinner?
Oh, well, still. Yeah, we love Mr. Scott.
Yes.
I think we gave Christine an idea to try. She said that sounded good. She said it sounds yummy.
I was amazed that it tasted as good as it did. Yeah, I was literally amazed.
It was good. I'm just here to say I've never had it, but
that's funny, Dale.
It had to be the kind that moved like sloth. Because I probably don't move much faster than a sloth, if at all.
I'll be back in a minute, y'all.
She got to go do a thing. But yeah, that's where the name come from. She likes to experiment cooking. They used to experiment on guinea pigs. I'm pretty happy about what she experiments with. So yeah, the happy guinea pig. And of course, as most of you know, Piggy came from that. Credit to avid fishermen, because in a live one night in Mike's fishing home, Avid had asked Eileen, said, "Where's Piggy?" Thus Piggy was born. A river rat, that just means they're doing their job. They keeping you hungry. That's part of it. See something new to make or how to make it, or something you've heard about, didn't know how to make it. They show you how to make it. But Christine, it really was good. I'm just saying. No, Linda, sure don't. But yeah, she put that together. We got it cut apart, and she put it together. And it was good, Scott. First time I ever had it. Turning Good said to save the duck fat for making French fries. She said, "Okay." You might have heard that. I don't know. I don't know, Dale. I don't. I know they had the penguins in that one movie. You know, I can't think of it. Had the zebra and the lion and Madagascar. Also had the other animals that they met and got to move it, move it. Who? Lemur. Okay, that movie. Oh, okay, G-Force. I guess the G standing for guinea pig. I hadn't seen that. I like to watch a lot of older movies personally. A lot of Bond movies, a lot of Star Trek, a lot of Stargate, SG-1. There's a few cartoon movies I like. I loved Kung Fu Panda, among some others.
I'm back.
I felt for Poe in that one part of it. Oh, my tenders is my tenders.
Break me saying, break me saying.
That would be funny.
Avocado makes me
Turning on the outside of the avocado makes me sleepy. Kind of weird. I must be getting old or something. Don't tell nobody.
Miss Joy.
Oh, I love some John
I was
Wayne.
gonna say Piggy watches a lot of John Wayne.
I do.
Oh,
Went all the way back and watched his first Western. When it come out 30s. Love me some John Wayne.
yeah. What's funny? Piggy watches the movies and whatnot. I'll come in here and I'll ask him, "What you watching?" He'll tell me. I'm like, "Okay." Now I go on and do my thing. I don't watch a lot of the movies.
And while I'm doing that, she's going through about 1 million different TikToks and reels and whatever else. And
Working on videos and
yeah. She's doing the TikToks and reels and stuff in between times she's working on videos and recipes and the cookbooks and yeah. But I like some of the older Bond movies, you know, Sean Connery. Great actor.
love Sean Connery. He was the ultimate. I love him.
He was. He really was. Yeah, so I also like to watch one called The Librarians. And he's not the main character, but he's a fantastic supporting character in the series. John Larroquette.
Oh yeah,
And I personally think that his role in The Librarians is probably some of, if not his best work.
I love John Larry.
Dale, you don't like westerns?
Brewer said the Duke. Oh yeah, Piggy loves the Duke.
I does. Derek Fowler has a picture of him up above his little desk thing he made himself. Like I say, he's a fella, John Wayne fan.
Jimmy Stewart was my man.
Jimmy Stewart was excellent.
Yes.
What's that Christmas movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. Oh, that was an excellent piece of work there.
I actually like Bob Hope and Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye and all of them as well.
Right. Dick Van Dyke.
Hey Joyce, welcome in. I like the new name.
Jazzy Joyce. She's added something to it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hey, it works.
Joyce is now Jazzy.
Jazzy, Jazzy. Da, 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 da. I like a little jazz. When I was in the band, section leader for the drums, snare soloist, we played this one piece called Birdland. That had a tricky snare solo on that thing. I loved it. Well, you're welcome, Jazzy. That works. He said I would hit you the heck I want. All right, River Rat, you got to explain that one.
Oh, he's talking about the dude in one of his movies.
Yeah.
I know which one he's talking about. The one you watch it a lot, McClintock. That one scene where he's talking to that dude, he said, "I'll hit you, heck I won't." Well, yeah.
Oh, the heck I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Thank you so much, Dale. Yes, please. I'll put thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, there ain't too many here, but that's all right. Who's here is meant to be here, and that's going to be the way it is.
That's it. That's why we look at it. I mean, everybody's supposed to be here, going to be here. They get here when they're supposed to get here.
Yeah, and you got some like Poach, he's watching his football. I can't compete with no football. But that's all right. That's how it works. PSB Odyssey, howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hi, Paul, welcome in.
And but you know, that's his thing. That's his Sunday thing when football season's around. I get it. Some people have gone to church. I get it. You know, so here we are. And if they want to watch the replay, they can watch the replay. So I mean, you know, that's the good thing to that. It's not like they'll actually miss it because they can watch the replay. So I don't know if I could sit here myself and watch my own replay. I mean, I consider myself a little boring. So it's kind of hard to take instead of being very entertaining. Maybe one day things pick up where we can do other things where jazz it up a bit. Like Jazzy Joyce did with hers. Jazzy that jazzy. I like that.
His foosball is of the devil, says the water boy.
I says the water boy's mama. Well, Dale, you're easily entertained.
That sounds good, turning guns.
Scallops with tomato and shallots. Thinking maybe throw in some cubed zucchini as well. I'll go now. Thanks, guys.
You have a great night, too.
Sounded pretty good to me. I love shallots.
You like scallops, too.
I does. So, yeah, I don't consider myself very entertaining. I laugh a little bit. I talk a little bit. Just whatever happens to come up. Just throwing stuff out there. There goes. There goes. It's gone.
Yep.
But it said I do also be over in a bit. Oh yeah, like I said, if this was like Star Trek had transporters, I'd be on it. I'd be there.
You'd be knocking on the door, say hello.
I transport right inside, saying, that smells good. Where my plate? Rambling with the Brum, Scott, how are you?
Yeah, Scott, hello.
Yep. He was in, he cut his live off to go to somebody else he said that he was going to go to. So they're either over and done with, or he decided to come over here for a minute. Doesn't matter. As long as you're here, get to say, hey.
Yeah, I don't watch TV. I don't do football either. I had enough football when I was a kid. Don't like it. Don't like any sports, to be honest, but, I can deal with them.
I had my fill being in the band on football. And then as far as watching TV, I watch all my stuff on Amazon Prime and YouTube. And if it ain't on the free lineup, I don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm actually getting my energy back, getting to the point where I'm feeling good. So I'm watching more videos.
Oh, yeah, since she got that tooth out and getting over that, got some stuff out of her system, she has greatly improved.
Oh, yeah. I've been trying to share out more, watch more, do more.
I try to catch what I can, but I'm going to tell you, I got so many that I can only catch so much. Subbed up to River Rat and Skipjack Sandy today while on Johnny's. And I told them both, I ain't making no promises about how much I'll be able to get to watch, but I'll try.
River Rat's got some nice short videos. He really does. I like that soft shell turtle, Kyle. That was nice. That was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm praise God for the healing, most definitely.
Right.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, Scott, Rambling with the Bronx. I don't know how some of y'all do it, because y'all watch so many and keep track of every bit of it. Just that's a big part of my reasoning, Joy. That just added to it for me. Going around there patting each other's butts and complaining about how hard their life is, and all like that, while making tens of millions of dollars. Please. I was making tens of millions of dollars every year, like a lot of them do. Shoot, if I was just making $500,000 a year, I'd be like, shoot, yeah, got it going on. Because, yeah. But I'd have to be able to do it and not lose my soul. And that seems to be what happens with a lot of them when they start making that kind of money. That's why I've mentioned, I prefer staying in the valley than being on the mountaintop, because it's much further fall. Because you walk around on some of them ledges up on that mountain, and you have to fall, and a long way down. God's a lot more active in the valley, or seems to be to me. I like being there. Well, you just go ahead and you work on dinner. Dinner is important. Catfish dog, you right. But yeah, I'd love to make tons of money like that. But it had to be something where I wouldn't lose my soul doing it. That's, you know, it's tempting. And trust me, I've had opportunities. Yeah, I could have got in on Apple when it was first starting off. didn't really have the money, so I just shrugged it off. Didn't think it would go anywhere, but look at it now. But then also in retrospect, you see a lot of the people who are rich off of that and what they're into. You know, being in those circles, if having that kind of money means being in those kind of circles, it ain't worth it. You know, $30 million mansions and $1 million Bugattis, and, you know, all of that. Not to mention all the women that would strip and try to be all over you for it. Not that that's not a temptation. It just wouldn't be worth it. They wouldn't be after me. They'd be after that money. You know, a catfish dog, he must think that I'm 3 times Superman, because I'm gonna tell you, he's giving me some stuff. But you know, and sometimes catfish dog is not, it's not that he's giving you only what you can handle, it's he's protecting you from what he knows you cannot handle. That's why a lot of people don't get rich. You know, you got a lot of prosperity preachers out there. They make it about the money. Oh, you can have easy street. Oh, do this, you can have that. No, that's not how it works. You know, here comes the thing about prosperity preaching. It's wrong right off the bat. One of the reasons why it's wrong is what happens to most people when they start getting a little money. They start thinking they got it made. What happens when they start thinking they got it made? They start forgetting about God. That's right, Dale. Exactly right. Yeah, so the thing about prosperity with God is God says it clearly in his word. He will prosper you so as your soul prospers. Your soul got to be really pure to be able to handle a lot of money. Bottom line. So that means that bottom line is, can God trust you to not forget him if you had that kind of money and could have a little bit of life that comes with it, having that kind of money, being able to go do this, go do that, go do the other, go, blah, blah, go, 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 go. Could God trust you to take him with you when you go? The people talk about going to church to worship God and to feel God. No, I bring God with me. God is everywhere. I've heard him in the thunderstorms. I've heard him in the rain. I've heard him in the wind. One day I was down here, I was picking some green beans out of a garden down here. There's a storm coming up. I heard this real big booming thunder a little ways off. I was like, yes, Lord, I know it's coming. I'm almost done. Just let me get to the end of this road. Well, I understand that, Joy. We could talk things that at some time if you ever got to where you want to. But, you know, everything has a reason and a purpose. And I know you don't like hearing that, but it's true. But if you could see in the spirit, or hear in the spirit, all the prayers that are going up for y'all and Mr. Scott. And if you could see in the spirit the battle that is going on, it would amaze you. It would put you in awe and on your knees. But God is everywhere. And yes, He knows. He knows everything every one of us goes through. And I'm going to tell you, I've been dead 3 times, remember 2 of them, and I can tell you for a fact, it don't make a plug nickel what you have to go through here.
Hi, Jefferson.
It's worth it to make it there. Trust me, I've felt it, I've seen it, I've heard it. I'm just going to tell you, it don't matter what you're going through. God is worth it. Heaven is worth it. Don't matter what you're going through. This life is a test and a training ground for a life and a purpose that we have there. We're not going to be riding around on white clouds strumming a harp. God has a purpose for each and every one of us that come to Him. Each of us. And having been there, seen that, done that, I can tell you, it don't matter what you're going through. I'm sitting here 100% disabled. Severe nerve damage to my spinal cord. Wasn't expecting to live through the surgery. Wasn't expecting to move neck down if I did. Yet God made sure that I walked. God made sure that I could wipe my own butt and not be a burden on somebody else. It tears me up a lot of times that I can't do like I used to do. I'm going to tell you, in times of need, I have done feats of strength that you would not believe if I told you. I bench pressed the front end of a 79 Trans Am. Wasn't no emergency to it. Wasn't no adrenaline going. Just a friend of mine went up under the side of it to get a starter out so he could replace it. Got stuck. I was up underneath the front end of it. Saw that stabilizer bar up above me. Grabbed it. I picked it up. The tires weren't off the ground, but they were completely round. There was no pressure on them tires. It was all on my arms. He did what he had to do. Got it done. I got to wondering, I said, "You getting about done?" He said, "Yeah, I'm out from underneath there." I said, "Well, I'm glad you told me." And I set it down, crawled out from under there. We turned around. We both sitting there looking at it. He said, "That's just pretty all right." I said, "What's that?" "Have your own personal human jack." And then it dawned on me what I had just done. And that's just one of many, folks. One of many. You know, God built me and used me to be a source of strength in many ways when the proper time was there for it. In the E Club, a couple of buddies of mine, one of them was against the wall in the booth, one of them was standing outside the booth. I was right there on the end of the booth, be able to get out if needed. And they was having an argument. And then they went to reach for each other, have a fight. I grabbed the one in the seat, pushed him against the wall, and I grabbed the one on the outside and picked him up off his feet and set him down. And I told him, I said, "No, y'all ain't doing this." They both of them looking at me with their jaws dropped. But they bigger than me. Yeah, I wasn't nothing but 150, 160 pounds. They're 200, 6 foot plus. And I had shoved one against the wall easy enough and picked the other one up and set him down. They looking at me, and I said, "They ain't going to be none of that. We friends here." God gave me that kind of strength. Linda, I am strong mentally and emotionally. God has put me through stuff to put me through that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know some of it, Linda. I've told you about it. There's a couple of others that know about it too. And he has put me through other things and sent me places to be a light in the dark. It was not fun. You know, and that's how God prepared me. He destroyed my life so that he could give me a life. And not only that, but to be there for others in certain ways. Like I explained to Dale, I'm not here for the masses. I'm here for those who can reach the masses. Because God's taught me a lot. And I do mean a lot. He's taught me things I won't tell you because y'all ain't ready for it. And God will not reveal a truth that you are not ready to accept because it will cause people to fall away rather than come closer. Because there's different levels of truth. And when you're ready for another level, he will reveal that truth to you. Plain and simple. If you're not ready for it, stick to the meat and potatoes of his word. Don't be looking for the salt and pepper and the gravy. Because you won't be ready for it. Joe say do image landscape. Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Josie, welcome in.
So I'd rather, like back to the front, I'd rather be poor as I am than be rich beyond my comprehension because I'd be afraid of losing my soul. I know me. I know how I can be. If I had money, I would not be who I am. And for 99% of people, that's just the case. If you're looking for prosperity, look for your soul to be prospered first. Because as his word says, he will prosper you physically as your soul prospers. Means that there's a level that, okay, their soul prospered this much. I can trust them with this much financially. God wouldn't be able to trust me with a whole lot of money. I don't blame him because I know me. That's another thing when talking about God, serving God. You got to look in a mirror and look real deep. You got to be able to be prepared to accept certain facts about yourself. And if you're not if you're not able to handle that much money and what comes with it, and you're serving God, he ain't gonna let you get it. But you ain't ready for it. All them prosperity teachers say, oh, if you do this, you do this, and you do this, God will give you money. No, he won't. Now, if you serve Satan and do those certain things, you'll get the money. So wonder where you at spiritually. And when I say spiritually, these bodies are just a vehicle for who we are, because who we are is inside. It ain't this body. This body is just a shell that we live this life in. To see, number one, the primary reason we're here, whom we shall choose to serve. The only thing we really have is free will and the freedom to choose. And that first choice is, whom shall you serve? Will you serve God or will you serve Satan and the world? Well, Joy, sometimes God says no. Sometimes he says maybe. You ain't got to buy it. A person's belief does not change truth. And I love you. But God's truth, it don't change for nobody. And truth is, sometimes it hurts. There's things about me It hurts. Trust me. I don't like some things about me. I hate some things about me because it keeps me from getting closer to God the way I would like to be. Yeah, albeit, yeah, he's shown me a lot, taught me a lot, called me up. I mean, put me through things and has had me there in different places at different times for different people. And why he did, I don't know, because I'm not worthy of it. Even Paul, as sainted as people like to think he is, was not worthy of it. There's some things about Paul y'all don't know. Look up some secular history on him. Some of it was from his past, but some of it was after he turned to God. He is not and was not the saint a lot of people think he was. But he became obedient unto God. Look at the disciples. They weren't none of them saints, even after they turned to God. They still had their ways about it. A lot of other names before the time of Jesus. They weren't what people think. Samuel, he wasn't what people think. But like all the prophets of old, there's one thing about every one of them that could not be questioned. They did not believe or just believe in God. They knew God was there. You didn't have to ask them to believe. It was a fact, and it is a fact. And I'm the same way as they are. I know he is there. Seen too many things, been through too much crap. And every bit of it, every bad thing I had to go through was so that I could be the man I am today. The good, the bad, and the ugly all combined. He put me through it. That's why I was born. That's why I went through some things then. Why I grew up the way I did. And went through the things I went through then. Why I went through the things I did in the Marine Corps. Why I went through the things I did with women and other things after the Marines, which all led up to me meeting Aline. And we can now work on build something together. Because that's what it was all for. Every single thing, every hit I took, every betrayal that I suffered was all designed to get me to become the man that I am today. And, and in the end, if I try to fight it, if I try to fight what's going on in the world, well, what's going on in the world is all God's plan too. The Bible says God will not be mocked. Even the wicked shall do his will. They're out there, people out there trying to get things to go back to the way it was. Guess what? God's plan says no. It's happening. It's coming. You can't stop it. So trying to fight it, in the end, the only thing you're fighting is God, because that's God's will and plan. Ain't a thing you can do about it. That's right, Dale. Ain't nothing you can do about the political situation. Ain't nothing you can do about the wars. It's coming. You cannot stop it. Everything the wicked does is still been God's plan. Bottom line. Everything that has been in your life has been God's plan. Will you succumb to him? Will you submit to him? Will you come to what he has for you? Because this life is not what he has for you. What comes after this life is what he has for you. Will you choose that life? This life is just to test you. It's like in the Marine Corps. They told us, we're going to break you down, and then we're going to build you up. And by and then, they did exactly that. I'm going to tell you, I went through some rough stuff when I was in the Marines in boot camp. I went through some rough stuff. And I was this, by comparison, short little midget compared to everybody else in my platoon. But when I talk about that fourth pupil stick fight, trust me, I feared my DIs more than I did that big mountain of a man they sent in to fight me. And that was a setup. My first 3 fights, I knocked them out because I was quick as a rattlesnake. This guy they sent in was used to taking on too. And guess what? He was every bit quick as I was. And in the end, I saw a spot, didn't realize I left the same spot open. He got there just a split second before I did. And I was literally looking from my head 20 feet away to my right. But it didn't knock me out. And when I got up off my knees, my platoon went freaking nuts. And that's when the other platoon knew then they lost. But they did not, one of them, win another fight. And I kind of hate to think what happened to that big old mountain of a man that failed to knock me out when they was used to seeing him knock out 2 at a time. A lot bigger than me. But this little bitty old wisp of a young boy, he wasn't able to knock out, wasn't able to break a bone. So, you know, everything we go through is a test. Everything we go through is a building and a breaking down and a building and a breaking down and a building. But when we realize this life means nothing, because it's what comes next that does. And are we going to come to God and serve his purpose that he has for our lives? Or are we going to be that dried up grape that gets cut off and put in the fire? That's just the cold hard facts of what's going to be when we close our eyes in this world and wake up in the next. Which one you going to have waiting on you? Yeah, it don't matter to me who does or who doesn't. Because like the Bible says, those in heaven ain't going to know anything about those the other way. Those the other way are going to be able to look up and see those in heaven. But those in heaven ain't going to be able to see what's below. And their memories will be wiped of anything that is full of sorrow. Because there will not be no sorrow there. You'll know who you knew as they were known. But if anybody's missing, you won't know it. That's just a fact of the matter. So, my daddy told me when he was dying, he told me and my brother. And what he told us, I knew then I wouldn't be able to be around my brother. But he told us, he said, I want y'all to get along. Because once I'm there, I ain't going to be worried about y'all. That sounds like something kind of cold, but you know what? It's the truth. Because that first time I left this world, I knew nothing about this world. Hello, Purdy. The only thing I knew was like a baby being born. All I knew was what I could see in front of me, and I could feel the Father's love everywhere, all through me. I mean, just it. It is literally, as the word says, it is. It is indescribable. The love, joy, and peace of God is indescribable. That's how you describe it. Indescribable. You know, I've searched for ways to describe it. There is no way to describe it. There's a completeness there that you just cannot describe. It just can't be done. Our brains, our minds do not have the capacity to come up with a word or phrase that could encompass a description of God's love, joy, and peace. And I felt it while I was there that first time. And I can tell you, there ain't nothing you can go through on this earth, no hardship that you can suffer on this earth that is worth missing out on God and heaven. Nothing. It's pretty much God is heaven because you feel it everywhere. I know I've been there, done that. People can either choose to believe that or not believe that. It won't change the truth of the matter.
That's it, Tish, right there. I've talked to several people that didn't want to come back.
Oh, that was me the first time. When God was done with what it was He had to do, and I opened my eyes up here, I cried like a baby because I was tired. And if not for His strength, I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't have been able to handle it. So, something to remember. Ain't nothing you can go through here. Nothing that is worth missing out on what God has for us. So, I think I'm at the end of that one. God does that, Tish. He didn't do it with me, but then He didn't have to because He knew I would anyway. You don't go through something like that and not talk about it. Yeah, it's hard still being here, but as I've always said, I'm a warrior of and for God. He gave me a respite on that first time and then put me back into battle. And that's what it is. It's a battle. Every day is a battle, every minute, every second. But the good thing is, you don't have to go to church to experience God because God is everywhere. His name is written in our DNA. Saw something on that just here a few weeks ago. There's a protein molecule called lanolin. Lanolin. Anyway, it's called the Jesus molecule. And it's like a glue. It's in there to keep everything in our bodies cohesive, stuck together. So he's literally in our body. So the only thing we truly have that we can call our own is our free will. And that's there strictly for the sole purpose of making that one choice. We have a lot of choices in life, but there's only one that's truly important. And that's whom shall we serve? Am I perfect? No, not by any means. I'm just as bad as they come. And I'll tell you that straight up. I'm worse than most of you. I can tell you that straight up, and it's a fact. And it's odd how God chooses to use the worst there is to talk about Him. Because that still made you great. Physically, worldly, yeah, I got a pretty decent intelligence. Yes, I am above average. I'm not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shop, but I'm not sitting on the grinder Joy, sometimes we have to experience that pain. I've not experienced what pain that Scott has had to go through. I don't want to. But I've had pain that I've had to go through. And trust me, I'd rather have felt the physical pain. Because I've experienced pain that goes much deeper, mentally and emotionally, spiritually. But it's not what we have to go through. Like a Marine in battle, been shot up. They're still going or being dragged, and they still shooting. Yeah, they go through the grinders, but and it's right now. The pain ends in heaven. This life is pain to one degree or another. You know, that's why we talk about good days and bad days. If we didn't have bad days, we wouldn't know what good days are. You know, my daddy, Miss Joy, he died of cirrhosis complicated by emphysema. The things I seen him go through the last 2 weeks of his life was horrible. I seen him come up off the bed like that from the cramps he was going through with his liver. A young couple from his church had come in about that time. They had that look on their face. What do we say? What do we do? And he turned his head to him while his body was doing this, with a gleam and a sparkle in his eye and a smile on his face. And he said, he said, don't worry about me. This ain't nothing compared to what our Lord went through. And yet, I had people in the family that were praying God to bring him through one last time. And one day I walked in, he looked at me heartbroken. There was just me in there with him. He said, why won't they let me go home? I just want to go home. I did not understand until I went into the waiting area for the family. And every one of them in there praying for God to bring him through. One last time. Piggy went off. It was like Piggy was a hand grenade. I blew. And I gave them what for, and afterwards they started praying for God's will. I told them, I said, since I was 14, 15 years old, I've always prayed to God. Just let him get it right in the end. Just let him get it right in the end. By that, God answered that prayer. Because a few years before his death, he had gotten it right. He'd become a prayer warrior that many talked about. Highly esteemed prayer warrior. You need a prayer. That's who you went to. Even the Baptist preacher that was there talked grandly of how he was a prayer warrior. But I went off on them. They changed their tune. I told them, I said, he's suffered enough. And he's finally got it right. Let him go. I've only had him as a father-son relationship for the last 2 years. Y'all have had him for 15. Yet I'm willing to let him go because he finally got it right. He's ready to go home and receive his reward. Y'all sitting here being selfish, wanting him to be brought through one last time. He suffered greatly growing up, nothing in the fridge but beer. That's why he became an alcoholic to begin with. He knew hunger. He knew abuse. He knew alcoholism. He had his ways, had his reasons, but he finally got it right in the end. He had suffered enough, and I let people know about it. Danny Stone!
Hey, Danny, welcome in.
And I went for the jugular on it. I told them they're selfish, like a bunch of spoiled brats, only thinking of themselves and not thinking of Daddy who had suffered all his life, finally got it right, and was ready to go home. But they was wanting him to suffer through that and be brought through one more time. I don't remember all I said. That was the gist of it. Daddy suffered. I suffered. I ain't suffered nothing compared to what my daddy did. Him sitting there going through that and telling somebody with a smile on his face not to worry about him because it wasn't nothing compared to what our Lord went through. And he was right. But it was hard enough to see. Because we only had a father-son relationship the last 2 years of his life. But he was ready. He made his choice. And that's where he's at now. I ain't worried about him. I don't go visit his grave. He ain't there. That's why I don't bother. Going there is only go to see a piece of ground under which lies the remains of the shell that he resided in while he was here. But he ain't there. I won't see him, know of him until I get there. But this life is about suffering, especially if you live for God, especially if you go to try to be with God. You know, yeah, if you're trying to live for God, guess what? Satan's going to throw everything he's got at you. He's going to hit you with everything there is, especially if you haven't come to God. Of course, a lot of people who haven't come to God, you know, it's like being adopted. It's exactly like being adopted. Because when we accept Him, accept Jesus Christ, He died on the cross for our sins, rose the third day, served God. Jesus is God. We are then adopted into that family. We don't go to God if we have not accepted the terms of the adoption. I can't go over here to my neighbor and say, give me this. Because I want this. I need this. I ain't nothing to him. And if we have not accepted the terms of the adoption, God hates it. It hurts him. But he can't do nothing for us until we have accepted those terms. And that's what it is to be adopted into the family of God. Bottom line. You know, he will throughout your life try to nudge you, try to come to you, try to woo you to him. But until you come to him and submit, he can't do anything for you. You're left at the wiles of Satan every day. That's just a cold hard truth. You know, but even then, that's when the real battle starts. A lot of people got this idea: you go get saved, you accept God's terms, everything's just going to be roses and twiddlywinks. No, that's when the battle starts. that's when Satan's going to come after you harder, because as long as you don't do that, he's already got you. Bottom line. But when you do that, he's no longer got you. And he's going to do everything he can to discourage you from going in further. Because he wants to take, he knows where he's going in the end. He wants to take everybody he can with him. So he's going to do everything he can to discourage you from doing that. He's going to do everything he can to discourage you from accepting the terms of what holds a better life for us all, an eternal life. And it's going to be grand. It's going to be grand in a way I can't describe. You know, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know all the ins and outs. I just know the basics. Maybe a few more basics than some, but I just know the basics. I know that's how it is, and that's how it's got to be. God set the rules. He made all this, and he made all this out of himself, out of his pure love. There's nothing you can touch, see, hear, smell, or whatever that is not made from the pure love of God. Our bodies, the grass, the trees, this house, it don't matter what it is, space, the stars, the sun, it's all made out of God's pure love. He did a thing, and he created all the science that we know and the science we don't know. All the physics, all the astrophysics, all the macro and micro physics. He created it all. And he created it out of the energy of his pure love. Because the greatest energy, most powerful energy there is love. And God is pure love. God had a plan. And his will was going to be fulfilled in that plan. Why it is the way it is, I won't know and understand until I get there. But I don't have to know. That's, as he says in his word, his thoughts and ways are higher than our thoughts and ways. Well, yeah, they are. I can't comprehend them. It'd be like an amoeba trying to comprehend any one of us. It can't do it because it does not have the capacity to do so. But when I get there, he might show me all about it. And then I would have a mind that would be capable of understanding. But until then, my mind don't. But I have seen too many things where God has saved my life. I've seen too many times where God has allowed me to die so that he could do some things and then bring me back. When I was in rehab, Elaine seen some things I didn't see myself while I was doing it, but I was doing it. And there were people listening. God had me there for a reason. That's one of the reasons why I was allowed to get hurt. Because God had a purpose for me to be there. He had a specific person for me to talk to. Mm-hmm. Bill. He was gay. Didn't bother me. That's his choice. That's what this life is all about, is make a choice. He had sisters that go to a church that somebody else I know goes to. And he said for 75 years at Christmas, it had been 75. And he said for 75 years, I've been searching for answers to these questions. Nobody could answer them. He said, but you answered every question I had in one evening. God had me there for a purpose. And it was for that man. And I let that man know. I said, it's your choice. Whichever way you decide to go with it, it's your choice. I can't make it for you. I like you. Your choices would not be the ones I would make because they would take me away from. I said, but you have to decide that for yourself, which way you want to go with it. What choice do you want to make in the end? And, you know, so there's been other times, other people that I've encouraged on this thing, on Facebook, and in my personal life. People can choose which way they want to go. And I know which ones have made what choice because of the way they act as they leave. It's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time because God allows me to see things that others don't see. Shows me things and people others don't see. Hey, Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse. You know, that's right, Christine. The same way me watching my dad, same thing with me watching Elaine going through her cancer battle. Seeing the other people that we saw they're going through a cancer battle. You know, we don't know why. And it's frustrating.
Christine, I watched my mom suffer with COPD, heart disease, diabetes, hiatal hernia. She had so many health issues. The only thing she didn't have was cancer, thank God. But
The thing is, go ahead.
But she would always say, "Why not her?" It was never a "why me" situation, and I learned not to say "why her" or "why me." It was always "why not me" or "why not her," because we're no better than anybody else to have to suffer. And it's a sad thought to think about, but it was also empowering in a way from her saying that. She'd say, "Why not me? Why shouldn't I, have to go through what I'm going through? I'm no better than anybody else to have to go through the bad things in life." So I can totally understand where you're at on that one.
I apologize for not having seen a lot of what's been going on in the chat. But if y'all have learned anything about me, is that once y'all get me started on that down a certain direction, here we go.
Well, like you've always told me, Piggy, when God has something for you to say, you say it. And obviously, it's something that needs to be said tonight.
You know, thing is, especially when you're trying to serve God, we all suffer. We all go through things. The pains and things I've suffered is no greater than anything any of you have had to suffer. Because what you can bear and what I can bear are two different things.
Hi, Ginger.
And what I've suffered is no greater than what anybody else has suffered, even if it seems to you like it's lesser than. But Brother Scott, I've not suffered like he has, not physically, but I have suffered.
Hey, Mr. Duggar, my favorite alien.
Mr. Duggar.
Yes, God.
Not for nothing.
All the time, God is great.
You know, and the thing is, we don't have to understand what we're going through. We just cry out to God and say, God, I don't understand. Please help me understand. The centurion, when he spoke with Jesus about healing his daughter, and Jesus inquired of him about that. And the centurion basically just told him, said, I'm a soldier. And I know that if you say it is done, it is done. Just as one of my men tell me something is done, I know it is done because I told them to do it. I know that if you say something is done, it is done. But being brought back from something is not always the point. Paul said it. He prayed to God that he'd remove something from his side, thorn from his side. God said his grace was sufficient for him. So whatever that thorn was, Paul had to suffer with it because God's grace was sufficient for him. There was a reason why God made him have to deal with that. There's a reason why God has made me to where I have to deal with this and not having the awesome strength I once had. I know part of why he did that. People like to use that strength. And so we're using me. God took that away from them. And then he instilled me with a different type of strength in here. So I sit here a crumpled old man compared to what I used to be. Almost a Superman. But I am stronger now in more important ways than I ever was physically. We don't have to understand why. We just have to know that God has his purpose and his reason. And we reach out to him through our suffering. Cry out to him in our suffering. And we can tell him we don't understand. But if it's what I must suffer, then I will suffer it because I've been there. I don't want to miss out. And the main thing I don't want to miss out on is that love, peace, and joy of God that is just everywhere and goes completely through you in ways that you just, I've experienced it and still can't comprehend it. But I know I want it. And I know there's nothing here that is worth missing out on it.
Amen to that.
Yeah, I got a lane. Yeah, I'm very rich. Trust me. So
Yeah, I told Piggy if that ever happened to him again, where he dropped dead on us for some reason, I told him, I said, "You run, don't walk, run."
Oh, I've done told her. I get that call. I said, "Don't get me wrong, I love you, but if I get that call, I'm gone. I ain't looking back."
And I told him, I said, "I'm gonna do the same thing." I said, "I love you, but you be stuck with the puppy dog and kitty cats. I'm gone.
That's it.
I'll be running home."
Because as much as I love Lee, she's not worth missing out on God's call.
Amen.
And as much as she loves me, I ain't worth her missing out on God's call. That's right, Dale. Not of this world. Yeah.
That's right now. He gonna be gone.
Yeah. I told her that first time, if I'd have known then what I know now, I'd have been running. Yeah, but I was sitting there walking real slow, looking back and forth. My jaw dropped just looking, seeing these angels that lined this lane that I was walking down and seeing more flying in to line that lane. I was like, that's all I knew. That and God's love, joy, and peace. And I could see a dome of light way off in the distance. But I was too busy gawking at these angels. I was like, wow, Because again, it was like being born. That was all I knew. So yeah, next time I'm gonna be running because that's where I want to be.
Exactly. Look at them angels later.
I'll get to see them for the rest of eternity. But they were so awesome that it had me just going real slow, looking back and forth at these angels. Never could see their face. never was allowed to see their face. The beauty would have been too much. Just their bodies and their wings was beyond beautiful. I can only imagine the face. Yeah. So yeah, we all suffer, but this life is worth suffering through to get to God. And there ain't nothing we can suffer that is worth missing out on God.
Well, he's gonna be that fat duck running along, gonna be waddling all the way.
Yeah, I waddle when I walk. That's why some friends in a close personal circle know me as Duck. And some of their kids call me Uncle Duck. I thought it was cute. I run with it. I mean, I waddle like one anyway. That's why on some of my stuff, I've had Howard the Duck on my profile picture. Well, folks, all that's gone. What we talking about now?
Got a finish video.
Okay. I don't know who that was for. I don't know how to be used. Only God knows that. You know. But it's there. It's out there. You know. Linda, the angels are all around. We can't see them. But trust me, they're all around you. You know, when Paul talked about, somebody had asked Paul, how do you touch heaven? He said, well, you raise your hands when you pray. When you pray in Jesus' name, you'll be touching the throne room. But now think about something on that. We are all at different heights. What I can reach, Elaine can reach higher. So if we raise our hands and we pray in Jesus' name, and we're touching the throne room, well, I'm touching it down here. She's touching it up there. So it's all around you. There's just a veil that's around everything that keeps us from being able to see in the spirit, which is the actual reality of life. We are the virtual reality of everything that's going on. So we can't see it. You know, so you go in and you play a virtual reality game. You can see them, they can't see you. Just in the actions that they do and they go, you got them. That's what the angels are doing. They're all the time doing stuff to try to protect us. You just can't see them. Not meant for us to be able to see. Because it also says in God's word that if we could see in the spirit, a lot of us probably die of fright for what we would see. The battle that is going on. The battle's still going. So it's like, yeah, you know, you talk about the dealing with road rage from time to time. And I told you, that's God protecting you from something. That idiot that just cut you off and made you bow up, that was God protecting you from something. Or he may be testing you so that he can refine you in your reactions. And it a lot of times may be both at the same time. And what he's protecting you from may be your own reaction. So, something to think about. I do that a lot. I've got to where I tell them, well, this or that. Might be this, might be that. Everything for a reason and a purpose. Everything. They ain't nothing. You know, every single leaf in every tree moves a certain way from the wind going through it per God's plan. How much more has He designed our lives? Like Jesus said about the lily of the valley, that none are draped as well as it. You know, God can do that for a lily. What is it can He do for us? And it's not just the physical. A lot of times it just plain out ain't the physical. It's what's in here. It's who you are in here. Your spirit, your soul, not your body. You know. Anyway, she got something going on in the kitchen. We need to get to it and finish it up. And I've talked long enough. And still get spurts when somebody says something, but you know, the main impetus is gone. You know, use it, think about it, however, whatever. Yeah, Christine, you did. And that's all I got.
Thank you, Christine. I don't know how much of a blessing I am, but I try to treat others the way I want to be treated. That's all I can say.
Dale, like you, I am but a broken vessel that's willing to obey. Plain and simple. All right, folks. Avid went live earlier today. I don't know if he will tonight. Y'all go check him out if he is, if you want to or not. And we got a video to finish up for her to get out for tomorrow. And think about it.
We love y'all.
Piggy loves you. I'm gone.